Hey, what's going on here? Penguin Nation, owner and operator of Limbento LLC, martial arts here. Back to you with another video. I know this isn't a stream, but my buddy of mine and I were talking, and I wanted to actually give you my thoughts on the new Superman movie. I actually went to go see it this morning at 11. It just came out literally today, and some people got to see it last night. But I watched it, and I just want to say this. It is overall a fun movie. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, let me put my pen down. I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't going into this movie with any sort of skepticism or anything, but I knew that when I watched the trailer of the movie, it was just fun. It was very inviting. And from the moment you sat down to the moment you actually go in there, it's just very entertaining. Now, this is going to be kind of a light spoiler warning, so if you want to go see the movie, you don't have to be here, but I'm not going to spoil anything crazy, anything. I'm going to spoil little things here and there. But I will just say, and that was your warning. So we're about to get started. But regardless, the movie is a Superman and Lex Luthor movie through and through. And I think the funnest thing about this movie is when James Gunn really said that he wants to make a universe that feels like it's being lived in, he really meant that. You have a bunch of superheroes, of which you've seen in the trailer: Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, which I can't stand, but he plays an excellent Guy Gardner in this movie. And then you have Mr. Terrific, who, to me, this movie made me want to look at Mr. Terrific in a new lens. I did watch the Arrowverse and all these other shows, but Mr. Terrific in this movie was really, really good. I enjoyed the Lois Lane. In this movie, just a slight spoiler, Lois Lane and Superman are in a relationship, so they're already dating, and things are kind of rocky, which I like that it gets very personal in that aspect of it. And where we see these other movies are kind of being darker, these other versions of Superman are kind of being darker, gloomier, going into the more darker aspect of what DC is known for. This movie plays on its fun and more vibrant Superman. There's not I don't want to say there's not a single dark scene in it, but I really like Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor. He absolutely killed that role. Now, I will say the Lex Luthors before in these other movies weren't really as threatening, or weren't really as like they just didn't feel like evil. They just felt like they were like kind of mad scientists, if you will. But Nicholas Hoult feels like he brings the poetic side of who Lex Luthor is, along with the just evil side for humanity type of thing. Lex Luthor he wants to do what's good by him and humanity, so he wants to take out Superman, and he does that by any cost. I mean, he does a lot of crazy things in this movie that make you go, oh snap, like this Lex Luthor is not here to play games. And I really enjoy Crypto. I really enjoy Superman, because Superman, I know there was a lot of complaints when people first watched this movie saying like, oh, Superman doesn't save anybody. He does save a lot of people. It's just in the first half of the movie you kind of got to sit through it and slog and see what's going on, but in the second half you really get to see him kind of perk up, because this is Superman. He's only been in the movie, it's stated, he's only been Superman for 3 years in the entire thing. So if we look at it like that and we go, Superman's only been Superman for 3 years, and they let you know right at the beginning of the movie, and this is something it's not a spoiler, right at the beginning of the movie, they say, hey, this is the first time he's ever lost a fight, and that's when we see him crash in the snow and stuff like that. And I think it's just super interesting how they do everything from that, and it feels lived in, because there's at one point, I know we've all seen it, where there's this colorful thing behind Superman and he's like sitting down and putting on his boots. That scene isn't in the movie where he's putting on his boots, but with a colorful thing outside, there's some people out there fighting it, and Superman's like, it's just this and this and this. And to me, I'm like, that feels like a comic book thing. They're not afraid to show all these superheroes really blended into this universe. And I definitely would say, if you're looking for a fun movie to go watch, a fun movie that's really entertaining, definitely go check out Superman. I think it's really good overall, and I gave it a 7.5 out of 10 because I think that it's just fun. I didn't go in there thinking or expecting to be taught something. There's all these videos saying that it supports immigration, all this stupid stuff, but it's a movie. It's gonna have political or message themes, but I don't truly believe that James Gunn is like, oh, let's make this all about the real world version of immigrants and bringing them into America, or whatever people are saying. I'm not really political, so please don't take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, no, I really think Superman movie is really good overall. And if you haven't seen it or you plan on going to see it, just go in expecting fun and just really learn to leave what you know about Marvel and DC at the door. Not in the terms of not in terms of like what you know about Superman, but just like all the BS that's happening in the past. Regardless, James Gunn, I'll end it like this. James Gunn did say he really, really focused on the comics and pulling from the comics and using that as much as possible. Because when he was over at Marvel, he was saying that they would cherry pick things that they want to show in movies, and that would be the whole basis of the movie. And then they wouldn't really reference the comics as much. But I think it's a fun movie. Just like Sinners. Sinners is a great movie, but this is my second favorite movie of 2025. So go check it out. Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified. We stream every Monday through Thursday. And shout out to the recent subscribers. There's only 2 of y'all, but I appreciate y'all nonetheless. Other than that, I'm going to get back to drawing. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here really quick. Yeah. So that way you guys can kind of see what I'm working on. I got some cool art. But yeah, other than that, you guys stay safe. Peace.